Greetings and salutations, it is Oprelia here, and today we're going to be taking a look at this new AI image generator by Krea, which literally dropped out a few hours ago, called Krea 1, and we're going to be testing out what are its strengths and what are its weaknesses. And they're kind of pitching this out as AI images that don't look so AI. Krea 1 is our answer to the AI aesthetic. Our new model offers accurate skin textures, dynamic camera angles, and expressive color. And you can definitely see that they picked out a lot of like photorealistic shots, and that seems to be one of the good things about Krea 1. So people who are really into realism, taking photos that look real from the real world, this definitely might be a good option for you. And obviously can do surreal things as well, as this is not a real raccoon or whatever animal this is trying to be basically. It has colors that look very realistic, like it looks the real thing, but this is obviously not a real animal. And there are a couple of other shots here which I really like. Like this is a good example of the extreme camera angle. That's a very, very nice shot. I really like this. And here we have a photorealistic skin texture. I think this may be the best thing about it right now, that it really looks good. But the other side of here is like, where is the other half of this person? It's like in the blur and the darkness. And this one I also like very much. Then we have a bit of a thing, but here you can see already a lot of imperfections. We have the legs are twisted on the woman and the man, and the man's head is actually, well, yeah, it's just the leg is wrong-sided. So it seems that a lot of the things on the background don't look so accurate, and in that sense, Krea is a bit behind. And then we have some other things here which are a bit more on the surrealistic side. Yeah, that's basically on the main portrait. And I actually did subscribe to this service. It does come along with free credits, so anybody can sign up for Krea today and actually prompt out like maybe 12 images or something with the free model, which is daily refreshing. So next day you can prompt more. And there's obviously upscaling features which they also added out. And one of the things about it which is really good is actually the speed. It is really fast, so it's one of the best in terms of the speed, in terms of the prompting. And I think we covered a couple of other image generators which were also very, very fast. So this was the default prompt, which is when you basically open up the thing, and these are just like illustrations of and I think these look pretty good. I think there's an artistic side to them. There's maybe a bit pixelation on certain parts here, but other than that, it's pretty decent in my opinion. It's okay. It's not the most bestest thing ever, but I do like some of the aesthetic over here. Then I tried to do a couple of prompts over here about the female DJ. I've been using this one a lot because it's the iridescent feature that I really like, and we're seeing that, like how they are reacting to that. And these are actually pretty realistic. Okay, there's some bit of a loading issue here. I'm very sad. And this one, for example, is really good. But one of the things I really noticed here is, well, this one actually has all the fingers intact, but apparently she doesn't have pants on, so that's kind of freaky. I didn't prompt that. And here you can already kind of see that there is problems with the fingers. This doesn't look natural over here. I mean, very much on the edge of is it real or not. But that's something I've noticed. One of the things you can do here also is actually add reference. So this was basically the same prompt, and well, it doesn't look anything like that. Maybe this is probably the closest of the four, which looks at least somewhat actually a DJ set or something. And it's not maybe at best at following these prompts. We're going to be showcasing that a bit. Obviously here's another one that I've been using a lot. These ones turned out to be pretty decent, but I did prompt Hispanic male, and it turns out to be there's like an Asian thing, and maybe probably had some type of Asian prompt here. I didn't fully fix it, but I do like these pictures. There's a bit of clutter over here, and that's been the case with this specific prompt. There's a lot of stuff here, a lot of keywords, but I do like the end results over here. The fingers do look a bit weird at times, but it's not too shabby. And here I added out reference image with the same prompt, and did turn out to be pretty decent. The reference image did have text on it, so maybe that's why it's kind of generating these watermarks over here, and it's just taking a lot of the aesthetics. So can I actually show this image? Not really. This, well, whatever, that was on the earlier thumbnails on the last video, actually, one of the testing thumbnails that I used. But I think these were decent. So it can do illustrations, but it seems naturally geared towards to do photorealism. Then I wanted to do Ghibli style. and well, it really failed at it really badly. So none of these really look like Ghibli. This is maybe the closest thing. We have Totoro over here. I don't know what the fuck that is. Another Totoro, and this is anime style. I mean, this also looks kind of realistic, something that has some type of a small anime filter on top of it. But yeah, these are not. This could be like a more like French English cartoon rather background. It's not a very anime esque. And here I have another one which uses a different reference image. You can add random reference images in, and it will change artistically the style. So if you're looking for certain colors, but this one turned out to be okay. The mouth is weird. There's a bit of pixelization on the eye, which is not accurate, but otherwise, I guess it's okay. Then I did an image without any reference of Naruto, and I have to say this turned out to be pretty damn. This is one of the best images that I was basically able to do. So it had an idea what Naruto was. I didn't need to tell it. Otherwise, like what Naruto looks like, it just like did it. And there's also one case where it did actually another character. Now they also come out with the actual editing feature, and I like, hey, I removed the character on the left side and actually did that. So this was the original image, and it created out with the generators. That's pretty good. Let's add statue made out of flowers on the left side. And now we're going to see do other alteration out of this image. We can come back later and see how it basically turned out. I did another prompt over here, and this actually there are some, well, there's not anything. So I just added out the sweaty out from this one. It basically did the same prompt. So, and that's weird because I had this exact prompt over here on the beginning. That's the same prompt except it's Asian instead of black. So kind of weird filtrations. I think these turned out to be pretty good. Once again, there is some wonky stuff going on with the arms that don't look exactly right, but there's so many creative ways to just make photos not have arms visible, or maybe, you know, there's like a position that they have where the arms are on the back, on the head or the back of their back. So there are many ways to really like not to include the fingers on the shots, and maybe you're just doing a thumbnail and you're just adding some stuff in the thing. And now I just did actually a couple of prompts. I want to really show you guys how fast this is. So and here we can actually explore a bit of these things. So first of all, there are styles. Actually, let's just try out the 90s anime style and this style, and we're going to be generating that, and actually now you actually see how fast that is. So that came out pretty damn fast. But this is not anime. It's not following the style at all. Not at all. And one of the cool things here is it can be any dimension you want, guys. Any dimension. This is a very rare feature. So if you're looking for super specific thing, you have like a website which is using thumbnails which are exactly a certain size, very specific. This is amazing for that. So let's try to do anime style of that, and maybe we're gonna be changing the style over here to something. You can add multiple, add style, and let's do game. There's a Ghibli actually here over as well. We can do another one. Maybe we'll try to do a bit more closer prompt. But as I said, we're talking about 7 seconds over here. But here, this is a good shot, but damn, the face is just not where it needs to be. Like, there are things, like the horse looks amazing. The horse looks great. But as I said, I think there's a lot of problems right now with the characters. Their fingers, they're not anatomically correct, and it's not really able to follow these styles as I want it to. It's like weird that you have these style options, but then like it's not there. But let's try something else. We're gonna do another prompt over here. Let's remove blue flora. Let's try to do wispy woods, and let's try to do another one. Let's see how different it's basically pumping these out. And as you can see, it's really fast. These are really fast prompts. So if you're looking for inspiration, one of the things I don't like that it's basically pumping out 4 different variations, and that's not really useful if you want to really save on credits. I want to last to talk a bit about the pricing and the prompt costs. But I mean, it turned out to be pretty decent here. I think, you know, it's following things, but quality is not exactly where it needs to be. There are upscaling features as well. Let's do an upscale of that. Let's see if it actually, let's take a photo that looked really bad, but what if we upscale it? Does it actually fix the image faulty parts about of the image? And let's do some stylistic tryouts here again. There seems to be a lot of different things over here which we can experiment on. And here is an upscale of this one. It's better, but I think there actually is clearly a lot more sharper. This one, it does fix a bit of the face, but I think it made the character at least a lot less anime than it did. There are some enhancing features, so we have a lot of editing things over here. Let's see, fix the face, and we can try that back again. Okay, and apparently the Naruto photo just didn't work out as we tried to do. Let's try to do another generation, so maybe it gave us issues over here. Let's go into this albino peacock that we prompted out. These are actually very good photo. This is a very good photo. So yeah, you can definitely tell that it seems to be really good at doing animals, exotic animals. So that seems to be one of the things I think right now it's really good at. Let's try another prompt over here. Let's do another style looks into maybe 360, and then let's do another one without anything. Okay, these start out to look kind of similar to each other. An astronaut sipping a tea in a traditional Japanese tea house in an edge of a Martian cliff at sunset, ultra detailed rock textures and vivid. And I think I don't know if that looks beer more, but whatever. Some of these doesn't even seem to have the astronaut. That one has the astronaut. That one too. These are not too bad. So kind of like wrapping these things up here. It's pretty good in terms of certain things, but it's definitely flawed. And I'm just very interested seeing like, can it actually get better over time? Can we, is this the fixed face thing here? No. And apparently there is a feed here, so you can actually look into what other people have created and you can copy their strategies and prompts. You know, it's always about these prompts, like certain platforms just require you to get really good at that stuff. And here we have the enhanced version. It did actually fix the face, but it changed a lot of things at this thing. So maybe there was it's a real-time feature also here. This one I really like. So people who are really into that, we have covered a couple of platforms that are kind of like this. These are kind of cool, but you know, for certain specific people. But let's before we wrap this video up, let's finally talk about a bit of the price, because that's probably what wondering people are doing. So in terms of the pricing, it is $8 or $10 on monthly. That comes out with 180 enhanced images, 36,000 real-time images, and 1,000 flux images. But it's not saying how many images you're able to do Krea images. But in terms of the credits that I have used so far, 11%. So the enhancers and other things are going to be costing you things. So everything we just prompted out are like from 3% to 11%. So it's not super much, but it probably is lawfully going to be around the same as you're going to be getting with the actual Mid-Journey and things. Mid-Journey might be giving a bit more. But I'm not going to make this review any longer. Tell me what you thought about it. Is Krea really good at certain things and bad at other things? And yeah, maybe we should actually try out, lastly, car that has text Google on it. So see if it actually able to prompt out with text. Okay, it can do text too, but maybe this is specific. Let's try to do Oprelia. Let's do purple car. Okay, I was wrong about this. I thought that this was going to suck at text, but apparently it's going to be, it seems to be able to distinguish the logos better. Here we have something weird going on, but this is okay, this is okay, this is, but these are not like, this looks like it has been post-edited. That doesn't look like it's really in the car. So usually what these things do, they don't know the fonts really well, and they don't, this looks probably the most realistic one out of the four. Let's do a different variation. Let's do treated to Yeah, but it's to some extent is able to follow, and it doesn't seem to have too many errors on the text. A couple of ones did fail on that. But hey, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more reviews on the channel, and I will be seeing you guys next time. Cheers.